Here at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the site of the 2024 edition of Big 12 Media Days. Angelica Trinone alongside the head coach Neal Brown. And first, I just got to ask, what do you think of the new digs for this year's event?
Well, what a great facility. It's really in a showcase city. Credit to our leadership in our conference. Our players have really enjoyed it. And it's my first time here, and I'm really impressed.
Last year here at Big 12 Media Days, all the talk was your team being picked to finish last in the Big 12 preseason poll. A much different story this season, picked to finish in the middle of the pack. But judging from what I've heard from you, from the players, still feeling like this team is undervalued heading into the 2024 season.
Well, I think if you look at what we did at the end of last season and what we have returning from a production standpoint in all three phases, yeah, I would make a strong argument that we are one of the top 25 teams as we enter the season. We should be in the top third of the league, but we're not. And from a team perspective, hey, let's go prove them wrong. But I'm more disappointed in how some of our individual players are being really downplayed. Garrett Green, first and foremost. You know, he had a tremendous year last year. I think he's one of the most dynamic players in college football, and he's not getting the recognition. Wyatt Milam, who I think is probably the best O-lineman in the country, not getting the recognition he deserved. Sean Martin, Aubrey Burks. I can go down the list of players we have on our team that I really feel like are being undervalued nationally.
Those four guys you just mentioned are the four that you brought with you here to Big 12 Media Days. Let's first start offensively. Garrett Green, Wyatt Milam, the two leaders offensively. What is the expectation this year, especially with not just the leadership, but the production that they bring returning as well?
Yeah, our expectations be one of the top offenses in the country. If you look at Garrett, what he brings to the table, I think he's going to make a huge jump from a passing efficiency standpoint. You look at our 1-2 punch with C.J. Donaldson, Jaheim White. We return 5 of our top 7 offensive linemen. Cole Taylor is one of the best receiving tight ends in the country. Our receiving core is going to be I think our receiving core and our linebackers will be our most improved units on our team. We return a ton of production at our defensive line, a lot of sacks, a lot of TFLs returning. And then at linebacker, man, we've got some young players there, Josiah Trotter, Trey Lathan, Ben Cutter. Several of those young guys I think are going to be high-level players in the Big 12. And we went out and addressed really what our need was in the secondary, and that's where we got to make our most improvement. And then we got to fix our kickoff unit. And if we can do those two things, then I think that's going to put us right in the race for the Big 12 title.
With Sean Martin and Aubrey Burks also being the leaders over there on the defensive side, how can they help set the standard for some of those new guys that you just mentioned that you do expect to be a key role on that side of the ball?
Well, I think with Aubrey, first and foremost, he's played a lot of football. He's been our most productive player in the secondary, with the exception of Beanie, for the last 3 years. And so what we need Aubrey to do is really establish a work ethic, and then from a communication standpoint, really how we need to communicate in the secondary. And with Sean just needs to be work. He needs to do his work consistently and show these guys, because we've got a really good older core on the defensive line. Eddie V, Fatorma, but then we've got a little drop to some younger guys that have played a little bit but are going to play more this year, and he needs to continue to be able to build their confidence and show them the work ethic that it takes to be a high productive player.
Well, as we stand here and talk with you, exactly 3 weeks until the start of fall camp, what do these next few weeks look like for your program leading up to that start?
Well, for the coaches, a little bit more time off. You know, this is one of the negatives of doing this event is this is right in the middle of the coaches' vacation, and it's really early. It's significantly earlier than everybody else. For the coaches, then we'll get back and start the planning process for fall camp and really opponent prep leading in early in the season. And then for the players, it's about OTAs, and it's about putting in the strength conditioning work that's going to be necessary to prepare them for fall camp.
Coach, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.